Hi, I'm Will. I've studied design for film and TV, and my final project is a set design for an adaptation of William Gibson's 1984 cyberpunk novel Neuromancer. The novel takes place across so many locations that I had to narrow it down to just two to design: Chiba City, a run-down futuristic city, and Will Aloul, the ornate space palace where the heist in the novel takes place. I began with Chiba City, researching the works of architects such as Hiroyuki Wakabayashi, as well as looking at existing artwork and media. These came together to form the basis of my mood boards. From there, I started to do rough sketches and drawings to play around with some ideas. After that, I took my ideas into 3D using SketchUp and started to model the city. The model changed and grew until I had a complete design for the layout of Chiba City, featuring key locations such as the Chatsuba, the tea shop, cheap hotel, and the arcade. The arcade was a particularly important set to get in. For a continuous shot that I intended to take place as a storyboarded sequence, I was then able to take my idea into Vectorworks to create technical drawings showing how the set could be constructed in a soundstage. As well as providing an example of a detail for a window, I used my digital model as a basis to create a physical white card model, working from the measurements I had to draw up parts in 2D design. These were then laser cut and assembled into a physical model that could be used to talk to directors and other heads of departments about how the shots could be framed within the set. I was also able to further the communication of my ideas by using a virtual camera to create an animated fly-through of my digital set and render out images which then went into Photoshop to create concepts of how it might look in the final finished film. Where Chiba City leaned heavily into the ideas of dilapidation, Will Aloul was an entirely different story, being the home of one of the richest families and corporations on the planet, and therefore it needed an entirely different design style. For my research, I looked at Art Deco inspirations, including that of architect Frank Lloyd Wright. Then I repeated the process of working from mood boards to create rough design ideas using sketches and moving into 3D to further those ideas. The set featured numerous spaces, from the core computer room to the library to a hangar, and the largest of all the spaces was Lady D. Jane's quarters, a massive open atrium where the full extent of the palace's extravagance was on display. It wouldn't be practical to build the entire thing in one space, so I created studio plans that show it broken down into different sections spread across Pinewood Studios. Keeping everything at the same studio complex helps with sustainability, as it means there's less travel happening for large crews between different studio spaces. A model was also created for this set, this time at 1:100 scale and mostly made by hand. Technical drawings were again created in Vectorworks, although a detailed drawing was done by hand on this occasion. The digital model's texture and lighting were added in Twinmotion, with images rendered out and again edited in Photoshop to enhance their look. I also created a prop design for Case's cyberdeck, a design used for humans to connect and interface with cyberspace, which is important for the character of Case as a cyber hacker. By the time the project was complete, I had two radically different set designs, one for a crumbling city on Earth and another that represented the ultimate display of wealth up in space, with the contrast between them showing how far the characters have physically come. It's in this way that I hope the physical designs will reflect the emotional journey that the characters go on throughout the story. I've really enjoyed working on this project, and I hope you like seeing some of my work as much as I did working on it.